remember that thing that was like, insert the Omni tool?
Yeah, okay.
That's the wrong way.
Welcome back to Game Does Play Games, where we play SOMA, and you can practice game design.
What's up? I think I figured out what we need to do. Because we had that room at the that's the bathroom.
That's, I mean, close.
This was the cafeteria. So there was the room at the very beginning of this robo world, that it was like, insert the Omni tool, this thing. We're going to insert the Omni tool. There we go. Pathos 2, update that shit. Oh.
Pathos.
Oh, hey, progress scan. Simon Jared, hey, that's us. They know who we are.
Interesting.
Remote access denied. Warning, servers offline. Warning, main power suspended. Yeah, because everything's
so they know who we are?
Emergency systems, 13 days remaining. Yeah, I mean, it seems corrupted. But there's some kind of reference to us. Although it says sub_ Simon Jared. Do you think that's like subhuman Simon Jared or subject?
Just get to the Omni tool. God.
Welcome back, Louise Meron. Was that name in one of the emails?
I don't remember that.
Unlock the toolbox. Orientation. What?
I know they told you that field technicians would get full access throughout Pathos 2. I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, I don't want to get in your way. We need you guys to keep this place up and running, but there needs to be at least some level of security on these things. I don't want to hear you barge into some quarantined area at Omicron and just knocked out the whole place with some virus or whatever the hell they're doing over there. This is what you can do. You'll be able to use it to open doors, basically all of them. If you can't, there's something wrong or someone didn't want you in there. Then what do? You shove that Omni tool into a terminal and see if you can't get around it somehow. I mean, sometimes you'll need to get into places where you don't belong. Find a way. You're an engineer for crying out loud.
Hey, we're an engineer.
What else? Take care of your gear. Don't be an asshole. That's about it, really. My name is John Strohmeyer, Pathos 2 security operative. I got an office with data. Come see me if you got any issues you can't handle yourself. Good luck.
Thanks, John. All right.
John's a dick.
Hey. Oh, right. And you have to get the chips. Oh, hey, look at that. I got a chip.
I'm just put them all in. Just put all of the chips in.
All in. All right. Update. Sweet. Just gonna get all the access. Oh, maybe these are all just the same chips.
Oh, probably. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be funny if each one of these were different chips, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, which is the right one?"
I mean, some games do things like that, and it's like, this doesn't make sense. Oh, pilot seat.
Yeah, it said that it's active. It's active now. It wasn't before.
Isn't this where we sat up
from? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. No, not like that. Not like that. Yeah, there we go. No, not like that. How about this one? Okay, you're not doing it. Here we go. All right. Never mind.
Can I sit back down? Nope. Take me back. I don't want to be here.
This place sucks.
This place sucks. They're making me sneak. They're robo monsters. That's not the right way. So the level design is interesting. I think having us backtrack was an odd choice.
I don't really like. It didn't seem like we learned anything in the process.
I think maybe it's trying to teach us that sometimes
you need to backtrack.
You have to backtrack. Yeah, exactly.
I
think backtracking isn't inherently a bad thing when it comes to level design. I think it just has to be well utilized to make sense. In this case, they do a good job at showing us in the very beginning that we need to use the Omni tool. Because we don't realize that we have to break through the window, which is exactly what this is. I just went in a full circle. So
Lesson learned.
It doesn't make sense for us to think that we're going to throw a chair through the window, right? So we're going to poke around computer terminals, which makes us way more likely to encounter the OmniTool updating terminal. So that was successful. I think that was very well thought out. And so in a sense, once we find the OmniTool, we know where we should go, unless you're me, and then you just kind of dope about it for a while.
Well, it's also... So we... I think the major criticism there really is that they didn't have to put the OmniTool station at the beginning where we started. It could have been closer.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know if it... I think they did want us to see the terminal before we got the OmniTool no matter what. I guess you could have done it so that you just find the terminal not long after you get the OmniTool, and you still would be relatively successful design.
Oh, cool. I thought it was a person hanging from the rafters. Never mind.
You mean this?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Well, actually, hold on, let's talk about that, because I think that was sort of part of the intention. Because when you look at it from afar, at a quick glance, it does kind of look like dangling arms or dangling legs.
Yeah.
And so that
I mean, when you look at it now, we're like, well, clearly it's not right. But
so,
at the time...
Working off of my theory that we're a robot, that actually, if that was the intention behind something like this, that's really smart. Because I think one of the core themes of this game is going to be what is considered life. And it's going to be kind of blurring the line between like a dead human and a dead quote-unquote robot with a human mind.
Entirely possible. I feel like you're jumping to conclusions 3 episodes into the game. But yeah, maybe.
All I'm saying is that seems like the shtick they're going for. And so, well, okay, if that is the case, then this does a good job at reading like it was a dead human.
Oh.
Psychic machines.
Yeah, that went by pretty fast.
Yeah, that was interesting. Maybe this is secretly just like a Doom game, and we're all just in hell. Underwater hell. Alright.
Well,
this is good. Everything's fine.
Goodbye. Nice to know you. Oh, we have a hand.
No. No, don't do it.
What was that?
Interesting.
Oh.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
That sounds problematic.
Oh, it's just my bleeding brain.
No big deal. Oh, vent crawling.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Removing our mobility is one of the best ways to spook us. I like this. Well, I feel like not a lot of games know how to utilize things like crawling through vents. I think Dead Space did a little bit of this. But I think Dead Space actually did a bad job at it. Because they introduced it in like 2 or 3.
Can't think of a whole lot of games with it. Oh.
That seems like a thing I want to avoid being seen by. Cool. But it's smart, right? Because it's like, it kind of works off of the claustrophobic sensation of like not being able to escape. But it
Although
also
I disagree with that right there. Sorry, go on.
Disagree with?
I think that if you're in a vent crawl, they should make it a really big deal that you cannot turn around.
Yeah, that's
crawl the
fair.
other way. Because from somebody, I'm not claustrophobic, but from somebody who is like I do get a little nervous when I'm in confined spaces. I think that's just human nature when you can't not move to safely protect yourself. the inability to be able to turn around is actually a big deal. It is.
Yeah.
That's what will get to you more than anything.
I think that's difficult to portray well in a game, though, where we don't have a sense of 360 like sound. So if something's directly behind us, unless you're wearing like really good headphones, you're probably not really going to get that same sort of sensation of something behind you that you can't see. That said, I still think you're right. Like, not being able to turn around is a horrifying thing. Oh, hey, look, a sticky note. Don't touch the structure. Get gel leakage. I can't confirm its effect on WoW.
She's been reported to the SSE, well, or something.
Wool shoes. Ooh.
Hey, can you hear me?
I am talking to it. Oh. Let me help you out there, buddy.
There you go.
Well, you told me not to, but I'm gonna.
I'm gonna do it.
I need it. Why? I was okay. I was happy.
Oh, that's sad. I mean, like,
Huh.
human brains in a robot?
I mean, we're not. We have a hand.
Oh, but do we? But do we? Maybe it's
Yay.
all just an illusion. Our senses are lying to us. Huh?
I mean, at that point, then everything's a lie and nothing matters. So, yeah.
Accurate. Maybe we're the only robot and we just killed a human being. Oh, hey. Oh, never mind.
Ever. I feel like we just, like, did that to, you know, maybe it was siphoning power or something, and we just fixed it. But nothing.
I think that was the idea. Maybe I was supposed to poke and prod other things for it to be like, hey, you gotta turn the power back on. Oh,
Never mind.
well.
Oh, okay. Never mind again.
Yeah, I don't know. That was unclear. It did kind of just feel like I did a thing without really understanding why I did a thing.
Do it 'cause game.
Because game. Because I did try hitting that other, that door in the vent, but it didn't say, well, maybe it did say something and we just couldn't hear it because the audio's low, but I didn't see a subtitle
straight.
that was like,
Go the other way.
yeah, where the spooky scary was?
Yeah.
Let's see what's on the other side.
That's where we came from. And then there's this, yeah.
Spooky scary. Nothing. Boop boop. Nope.
Yay.
So, yeah. I mean, like,
To the right.
well, that was the way we came from.
No.
Like, the beginning of the vent system.
Yeah. Is that not where we want to go?
Nope.
Because you're going... Oh.
Well, this was another one of those locked vent doors.
Mm.
So maybe unplugging that thing... Nope. Alright, cool. Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah. You did the thing.
So the barnacles, like the things like the organic growth all over the machines and stuff, it's interesting because it sort of reads like decay, but barnacles aren't exactly decaying.
No, they're living creatures, aren't they? Aren't they? Aren't barnacles like...
I think so. I mean, like they're sort of parasitic, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now this way is locked. All right.
Back to the beginning it is.
But I think for a horror game that's kind of trying to instill a sense of like death and spooky scary, using barnacles to kind of reflect decay, I think reads pretty well. I mean, there's this sort of like weird duality of machine and organic growth that kind of works to an interesting effect.
That's locked.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that button just to see if anything happens.
So this is actually something that's been
Yeah.
interesting me through this whole playthrough is how much backtracking and puzzle solving there is. So if this is a horror game and we're relying on the suspense to draw us in and keep us there, it's pretty much gone at this moment, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's no like urgency, which I guess if we're trying to solve a more complex puzzle, that urgency could work against us and just become frustrating. But a game that's sort of using its aesthetic to build as a horror, a piece of horror, I think I agree in that the puzzles kind of take you out of that.
Yeah.
Mostly because you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just
Yeah, I was
gonna
gonna
keep
say if the
poking
puzzles are
around.
too complicated, or not even really complicated, but just like we don't know where to go or what to do, it doesn't seem like a puzzle. It more seems like clickbait. Just like click on things, try to solve thing that you don't know that you're solving or not.
So it does say radio signal blocked, insufficient power. Maybe I just didn't unplug all the things?
No, but he died. The thing happened when you
He did die. That was kind of
the driving.
indicative of like, oh, I have to actually interact with. Okay, can't do anything with that. But this is what should
Can
tell
you hit
me.
the buttons.
Oh, maybe. Ah, okay. So that is what we have to do. So yeah, I guess they're trying to draw us to this because the
Wait.
screen was kind of one of the few bright things over here. It didn't
Could
read
have had a little more draw to it, yeah. Especially because it's next to so many other screens.
Yeah, so I guess maybe is the question that if it had more visual draw, would that make the puzzle too obvious?
Is this a game about finding the puzzle, or is this a game about solving the puzzle?
I mean, that's the question. So far, most of it has been finding the puzzle. I think anyway.
Okay, I think press the first button. And then time it and hit the second button when it's into the green.
Oh,
Hit it.
you're right.
Again.
Nice.
We have coolant.
Coolant.
Turbines.
Nice. Well, you died for a good cause. Anyway.
Maybe.
Maybe we are about to die. Who knows what that is?
Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Alright, everything's offline, so that's probably good. Do you think this is going to be the Dead Space moment where all the spooky scaries are going to come out and attack us?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's happening? Hello? Is there anyone there?
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. Upsilon, what's going on?
I have no idea. I just sort of woke up here.
In the room right now?
It was like a seat with a helmet.
Is that right? What's your name?
I'm Simon Jarrett.
And what do you... damn relays. Where are you now?
Someplace dealing with electrical power. I'm not sure if it's a plant or a transformer.
Yeah, you're probably in the thermal plant somewhere. You want to go upstairs to the comm center. It's the room with the dome ceiling.
Hey, look, this place is not... There's something seriously wrong here. Hello?
I'm sorry I didn't catch that. We lost another relay. Just listen, head for the comm center upstairs. I'll wait here.
Classic. Yeah, just easily go to this one place, no problem.
No big deal.
I'll stay here where it's safe, so that when you show up, then I can die.
Here we go.
But,
So I think the one thing to help with this puzzle, without necessarily drawing all the attention to it, would honestly be to just block this after we come through.
So we didn't
or
know
at
we could
least
come back.
Yeah,
they locked the first door to let us know that we had gone too far.
exactly. Locking that door tells the player, hey, everything you need is in this room. And if part of it was finding the puzzle, I think that's okay because it's not making it immediately obvious.
Yes.
And it prevents that backtracking, which could lead to a negative experience.
We probably we're a bit over time, but yeah. I guess we'll just jump here. All right, question of the day.
Question of the day. What are your thoughts on the puzzle design, and how might what's a good way to utilize the puzzles without pulling the player out of that, like, the horror suspense?
Out of the suspense of it, yeah.
Not to say that, I mean, maybe I'm just playing derpy and kind of like ruining it for myself by backtracking a lot because I keep second guessing myself.
Yeah, but you think you're the only player that's done it?
Well, right, and that's my point. Even if I'm the rare case, I'm not the only one. So there's other people that would share that experience, and it's generally the designer's job to try to negate as much of that as possible. But, you know, there's only so much you can do at the same time, too. But it still warrants discussion,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
There was a question in there, too, that you should answer at some point. Oh.
Thank you for watching. Check out SOMA also, if you haven't yet. This is my first time playing it, so I honestly don't know what to expect. Spoiler, I have seen a couple of Let's Plays last year, so I think that's kind of why I got it in my head that we're a robot.
Well, I mean, like, obviously, you immediately were like, you, like, totally metagamed this.
Well,
You're like, we're a robot. And I was like, but what if we're not a robot? No, we're totally a robot.
I
right,
was
dude.
super unsure if this was the game that I saw Let's Plays for, and I stopped maybe a little bit further from where we are now in what I watched, so I don't really know much.
Robot.
Robot.
Ribbit.
Robot. Anyway, bye.